Phew, oh man. I was just practicing my mosh routine to one of my favorite songs, Mack the Knife, done by the Psychedelic Furs. Oh my God. Can you believe that? The Psychedelic Furs did Mack the Knife, and you just heard it. Accompanied by me prior to having a massive coronary. Oh, God, please, hold on just a second. Well, no heart attack, so I think we're okay. I'm going to try to do something unique tonight here and see if it works. Today you've seen my good friend Meatball, right? Meatball. Let's take a look at her. Look at that baby. Where is she? There she is. Well, she and I are the tightest, okay? You don't get too much tighter than me in this. Look at this girl here. You don't get much tighter than me and this chick here, okay? So I don't know. I had the idea to do that introduction after I heard the Mack the Knife song by the Psychedelic Furs, and I had decided that was more important than anything, so I thought I would just try to capture me and Meatball for a little bit, because she's always on the show, but I can't seem to figure out a way to get her in the camera, because she's camera shy. There she is. So here we are down here, messing around. Maybe I'll tell you a little bit about me and Meatball. We have a very unique relationship. She's a Renaissance bulldog, which is what you call a retro breed dog. In other words, she comes from what was called the Old English Bulldog, which is extinct. And what they did through the marvels of genetics was they recreated the Old English Bulldog into what they now call the Renaissance Bulldog, because they can't really call it the Old English Bulldog because it's been deceased for many years. So look at this baby. So anyway, watch this. Look what she lets me do it. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can do anything to her. I mean, look at that. What a dog, huh? Oh, she's getting away. She knows she's on the air. So, anyway, the English didn't like walking what was called the bulldog originally, and during, I think, the Industrial Revolution, they got tired of walking. You know, everybody had carriages and stuff. So they actually shrunk this dog, Meatball, which was called just the bulldog at the time. And they shrunk it down to what we now think of as the bulldog, which is that dog with, come here, baby, don't get scared. See, she's going to bring me a toy over. Well, you get to capture all this. Carpe diem. So, oh, look at this. Look at this. What are we doing? What are you doing? Oh, tough guy. Look at that. Oh, she's so vicious. I hope that this comes on the camera because I keep turning it around. Anyway, the Renaissance, so the Old English Bulldog goes extinct because the English don't like walking dogs too much anymore. So they built this bulldog version that had short legs and all these defects and shit in it. And that's what we now associate as the bulldog, which is really called the English Bulldog. But over time, when the English Bulldog took prevalence, they had to give a name to what was originally called the Bulldog, so they called it the Old English Bulldog. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Then the Old English Bulldog goes extinct, right? Goes extinct, like gets in the jaws of this guy here. See? And Meatball, give me that back, you little bitch. Give me that back. Oh, okay, anyway. Ooh, man, she's a workout, let me tell you. She weighs 89 pounds, I think, now. So anyway, the English sort of made this, no knock on English people, this is just what I've heard, that the English, because they didn't like walking dogs, because of the Industrial Revolution, bred the dog down, and it created all these birth defects, and the original bulldog was called the Old English Bulldog while it was still around, but it fell out of popularity. Ow, you bit me that time. And then they called it the Old English Bulldog, but it went extinct because nobody wanted it anymore. So then in the 70s, these very creative breeders did what's called retro breeding. They bred backwards. I'm getting tired, man. They look at this. Meatball, smile, say cheese. Say Bako. Do something. Just look cute, okay, and make me famous. And so, anyway, these in the 70s, these breeders that were very creative and into bulldogs in a real respectful way wanted to breed back the Old English Bulldog, but they couldn't really call it an Old English Bulldog, even though they were going to do called retro breeding. It's breeding backwards, sort of, to get it back to its original state. And they couldn't really call it an Old English Bulldog because should I win? Should I just yank this out of her fucking mouth and get it over with? You little twit, you. I'm sorry. So, sort of like marriage, isn't it? So, anyway, so the Renaissance Bulldog and also another one called the Victorian Bulldog were retro-bred, but they couldn't call them Old English Bulldogs. Really, they were never intended to be called Old English Bulldogs. They were intended to be called the Bulldog. And they were used for bull baiting, basically. Look at her now. Let's see what she's doing. What are you doing? Smile. Say hi. Oh, you cute one. Oh, you precious one. Look, smile for the camera. Can I give you a kiss on the camera? Whoa, tough guy. Oh, tough guy, tough guy, tough guy. I guess not. Try to get a little tongue action in there, but she gets a little sensitive sometimes. So, I can't blame her. So anyway, these people bred they recreated the Bulldog is basically what it is, and this is the version of that dog, but they call it now either the Renaissance or the Victorian Bulldog, but they're a gas. They are the most wonderful dogs in the world. As a matter of fact, in the AKC, they don't put them under the Bulldog category. They put them under the category called rare and exotic dogs. They don't even put them in the Bulldog category because they were bred so uniquely, you know. They're very expensive. I ain't bragging. I got one, believe it or not, through a shelter that I'm going to tell the name of because I think it bears being mentioned. It's one of the coolest places if you're into dogs. Or cats, but I don't like cats much, and I didn't like the cat room I went in there, but maybe that's the way all cat rooms are. But it's a place called Orphans of the Storm. It's probably national, but I went to one in Riverwoods, Illinois, which is a very affluent neighborhood. It's a real sleeper neighborhood. Like, you'd never know it's a rich neighborhood, but like all the houses are in the forest preserve and stuff. And the dog was found there. Make a long story short, I found her when I went to Orphans of the Storm, actually looking for a bulldog, knowing that I was going to take out a dog that could have all these physical abnormalities. And I'm petting her while I'm talking. Like, I'm not a multitasker. So I went to Orphans of the Storm. I just had thought that it would be a good idea because it's from an affluent neighborhood. So if they're picking up stray dogs or people that are giving them away and stuff from this rich neighborhood, maybe they'll be neat dogs. And I'm one of those snobs who likes purebreds. So anyway, take it or leave it. And so, oh wait a minute, hold on. So come here, let's do it together, mate. So anyway, it was a hot morning and I was walking all over. And I was really dying, and I almost took a beautiful German Shepherd. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And I had a Shepherd before. They're wonderful dogs. And so I take a look. Meatball. Come on, look how big her head is. Look at that. Look at that face. Anyway, I went to Orphans of the Storm. Another thing that's particularly cool about them is it's like the Hilton of shelters, okay? Each dog has its own outdoor and indoor, like, living space, like having a pool in the back, and they don't euthanize any animals that are brought to them. So, sweetheart, they don't euthanize any animals. So the dog is free, as I was told when I called. They said a dog is free to live here for the rest of its life if we can't find a home for it. And they don't like farm them out to other people to get rid of. You just have to come there and get it. And they're real strict too about, you're kind of snotty a little bit. Not snotty, the guy I dealt with was. But anyway, I took a friend of mine there, and she got a German Shepherd, and they treated her like a princess. So, oh my God, I'm going to have a hickey when this is over. So, it's a very cool place. So I'm walking around and like looking for a bulldog, not finding one, almost going to take the Shepherd, which was really beautiful. And I go to I realize I missed a building to look in, and I do. and I see Old English Bulldog. Well, I've done enough research to know that can't be true. It must be some kind of hybrid, or, some kind of not hybrid, like a mutt. So not there's anything wrong with them, but I like purebred dogs anyway. So I went to up to the gate, and this dog came charging at me, and like, and I said, "My God, this looks just like a bulldog of some kind." And I look, Old English Bulldog, and they gave her some phony name, Rosie, I think, or something. And I took her out. They make you demonstrate all this stuff that you're a good owner and stuff. And from then on, it was love at first sight. So that's the story of me and Meatball. And we live alone, probably 24/7, because every time I go somewhere, I take her with me, unless the weather prohibits it for her sitting in a car, while I go somewhere. But she travels with me all the time. So we're sort of a pair. So now at least hopefully you found this interesting, so that the introduction, which I really wanted to find an excuse to put on the air, gets its proper place. So let me just try to get up for a minute, because the dog's exhausted me and she's all tired. And let's just go like this. Work some magic for a second. Go like this. Oh, come on. Go like this. And let's wind up that song, that show. Oh, come on. Wind it up. Namaste, 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 namaste. I'm still out of breath, but I intended to make an announcement at the beginning. Remember I told you how obsessive compulsive I am about, look, I'm still out of breath. This is like behind the scenes after the show, Anyway, I keep going back and forth with this name thing. And, I spontaneously really made a recollection some tape back about Mack's headroom, that whole phenomenon, if anybody remembers it. And then I thought, something? Max, M-A-X. That's my maternal grandfather's name. And my name, Mack, is his nickname, which he never went anything other by. So in other words, my name Mack is his nickname, but his real name is Max, like Mack's headroom. But it sounds like Max with an apostrophe S, right? M-A-C-K apostrophe S, like the possessive, Max, right? So then I thought, Mack's headroom. Well, headroom is the same thing as Mack's mind. So I think we're going to call it Carpe Diem Mack's headroom. So don't think I'm psychotic or anything. I just wanted to throw that out there so everybody's aware when they see it that that's what this is about. And it seems like Meatball's getting upset. So I better do something I'm not doing. I don't know. Anyway, it's been fun. Take care, huh? Bye.